The Oregon Convention Center Monday and Tuesday is the Portland area vaccination site for members of the 1A group who are medically fragile or care for the medically fragile. It's by invite only. Wednesday and for the rest of the week, 1,700 educators a day will get shots here, along with another 1,700 people in that 1A category. The Department of Education put out a bulletin warning teachers and others that while there are 152,000 eligible for the shots, there are only 85,000 doses available for them at the moment. It urged districts to put educators who teach underserved communities first. Multnomah County's Public Health Department will also hold a separate vaccination effort Wednesday, also at the Convention Center, for 700 people who are community health workers and help those on the margins.
Especially our communities of folks who are immigrants, refugee populations, people who don't speak English as their first language, as well as folks who have been traditionally left off or left out.
Besides the Convention Center, here's a roundup of the vaccination sites in the greater Portland area. The other big site is at the Portland Airport in the Red Lot. OHSU is running an invite-only drive-up vaccination effort there. The hospital is also giving shots to patients on Markham Hill who are in the 1A group. Kaiser is giving shots at its medical buildings from Longview to Eugene and working on joining the Salem mass vaccination effort being run by Salem Health at the state fairgrounds. Unlike all the others, Salem Health is allowing people to show up without an appointment. Providence is giving the second booster dose to its people, and the Virginia Garcia Medical System is holding vaccination events at all of its clinics and inviting those who qualify. There's still not enough vaccine for all the sites and all the people. But along with the frustration, there is some hope, some good news. The number of new known infections is falling in Oregon, a very good sign.
It's great news because we were concerned we were going to have that significant increase over the winter holidays in December. But it looks like the communities that have heard our word, heard your word, asking in Thanksgiving and around the Christmas holidays and other holidays to just be really thoughtful and careful about who they're interacting with has been really important and useful and helpful.
And while there is reason to be relieved because the number of known positive cases is going way down in Oregon, there's also reason to worry because the UK variant is in our area. Seems like there's always something. In Northeast Portland, Pat Doris, KGW News.